Hello everyone, my name is John Beska, also known as Electric Trumpet on Reddit. I run the Electric Trumpet subreddit, as well as the website at microcosmologist.com. And I'm here today to talk to you a little bit about electrifying the trumpet. As you can see behind me, I've got a lot of stuff going on here, but today we're only going to talk about the pickup methods because that seems to be people's first question. So there are 4 methods I'm going to talk about that you can use to turn your trumpet into an electronic signal that can be manipulated by effects pedals. The first one that I'll talk about is the simplest and the cheapest, and that is simply a stand-mounted microphone. So you'll need a stand, you'll need a microphone such as the Shure Sm57 right here. This is a good choice if you don't know what to get. It's available for about $100, less than that if you buy one used. The good thing about a stand-mounted microphone for picking up trumpet is that you have a lot of control over generating feedback or not generating feedback. And that's because your stand is in a fixed position. And when your microphone goes onto it, and then you have control of where your amplifier is pointed. Obviously you want your amplifier not pointed directly at your microphone because that's what's going to generate the most feedback. Things you'll need to accomplish this are the mic, the stand, and a cable, and I would recommend an adapter. So I'm going to zoom the change of focus here so you can see what I'm talking about. Here you've got the male XLR connection, and then you've got the female XLR connection. And what you want is, let's see, this end plugs directly into your mic, like so. And then this stand is a pretty bad stand. Get yourself a good stand, people. And then on the other end, you will want a TRS male connection to a female XLR connection. And I actually have a male adapter here, so this isn't exactly what you want, but it'll look like this. So this is called TRS for tip, ring, sleeve. That's what that stands for, and those connect directly to the jacks on the opposite side of the connector right there. And you may notice there's also a TS, which is just tip, sleeve. It just consolidates these two into one connection. It doesn't matter which one you get because when it plugs into the pedal, they're going to be joined together. But I would recommend the use of an adapter like this and a standard microphone cable, because if you use a special cable like this one, which goes directly from female XLR to male TRS, this cable ever goes bad on you and you're in a pinch, you're trying to play a show or something, good luck finding one of these. I've been in that situation. So this is the simplest way, and if you're just getting started, that's what I'd recommend. If you want to be a little fancier about it, the second way is you can use a clip-on microphone, and as I've got here, a wireless transmitter. So a clip-on mic obviously is better because you have the freedom to move around. I should probably change this focus back. Clip-on mic is better because you have the freedom to move around when you play. Obviously, that allows you to be more free and pay more attention to music rather than staying constantly on axis with your bell, which gets tedious over a long period of time. Another advantage is you get pretty good signal to noise ratio because you're always same distance here. One downside is that you're probably going to encounter getting more feedback because you're going to be moving around while you're performing, and at some point probably come into the line of fire of your amplifier, which is something you don't want to do. So what I've got right here is a Audio-Technica ATW350, and I've used it for quite a while. It's a pretty nice mic. It's a cardioid. If I had my druthers, I wish it was a super cardioid, even tighter, or a hyper cardioid, which is an even tighter pickup pattern for the purpose of, again, eliminating feedback. The tighter the pickup pattern, the less outside of anything it's going to pick up, only what is directly right in front of the microphone. And then it's also got a wireless transmitter box right here, which is really nice because then you're not tethered to anything. You have the freedom to run around and do as you please as you're performing. So this is a pretty nice system. I would recommend it. It's kind of pricey, but this is option number 2. We're getting pricier. So maybe before I move on, another comment about this microphone and I assume the competing model also from Shure. It's sort of a dull sound by comparison to the good old Shure Sm57. The Shure is quite a bright microphone. In fact, it's a little bit bright for my taste. I prefer a little bit of a darker tone in general. And then this microphone, for my taste, is a little bit too dark. So somewhere in the middle is the happy medium. The third method I'll talk about for electrifying your horn is the Yamaha Silent Brass. And I use this first. Yamaha Silent Brass is intended as a practice system. So it comes with a mute like this. This goes directly into your bell, and I don't know if you can see that, but inside there's a microphone basically. And then that connects to this little control box here. And you can change the volume. The volume control is built in, which is very nice. And it's got an auxiliary input, and then your main output, which I've just got an adapter jack to turn it to a 1/4" instrument level output, which can plug directly into your pedal board. And I was concerned about the performance aspect and the wear and tear that would happen on this connection here, so I put a strain relief loop in by just bringing the cable back around and then electrical taping it to prevent that cable from getting ripped out, because this is a goofy proprietary connection, and goofy proprietary connections are always bad. So this is really easy to work with. I used it for a long time. What drove me away from it is that you've completely muted your acoustic sound, basically. So on one hand, that's good, because it allows you to use some very wet effects. If you have modulation, it really comes through. If you have reverb and delay, they sound great through this. But the downside, again, is that you miss that raw power of the trumpet, and the trumpet is an instrument that should not, in my view, be constrained like that. So this is a great system. I used it for a while, but I just couldn't take it anymore in terms of the trumpet should be free to fill a room, and this will take that away from you. So the last and final system, which I personally believe is the best, is a Trumpet Transducer. And that, unfortunately, is also the hardest to find, because they do not make these anymore. This model was produced by Barkus Berry in the 1970s, and as you can see, it requires drilling a hole into the shank of your mouthpiece, which you then insert the transducer into. I can't tell if I'm in focus here or not, but what's going to happen then is you're going to put the transducer, which is just a piezoelectric pickup, into the hole of the shank of the mouthpiece that you've drilled, and then I have covered it with some silicone sealant here, basically to keep it from leaking at all. And so that just turns your instrument into a piezoelectric pickup, which is great. This is really the ultimate when it comes to playing electrified, because now you've got a direct pickup here, which is a nice, bright, loud sound. You're going to have very little problem with feedback, because the pickup itself is basically inside of the instrument now. The tone that it outputs is, to me, pretty pleasing. It's fairly bright, which I like it, because you can always tone that brightness down. It's hard to start with a dull signal and bring it up. That doesn't really work, generally speaking. One piece of advice, as you can see on mine, I don't know if anyone out there has ever encountered a system like this before, but as they were built, they would plug in with this cable right here, which is gray colored, and it has this connection, which at first looks like a standard 1/8 inch jack, but it is not a standard 1/8 inch jack. It's slightly smaller than that. If I take a standard 1/8 inch plug, you can see it does not plug into that. So again, some goofy, non-standard, wacky connection cable that you will never ever find anywhere. This is terrible. So what I did was I removed that connector and cut a standard XL or standard 1/4 inch instrument cable apart halfway down the cable length and soldered it onto the connection that I had opened up. So now I've got a standard 1/4 inch instrument size female to female adapter that just plugs into, and then that can plug into your instrument cable here, which I'll route through there, and then hook up directly to the pedal board. So you're tethered now. That's the downside. Obviously, it's not like nice like the wireless is. But this is the best method in terms of feedback isolation, which again is going to be a problem with all pickup methods. Even the Yamaha Silent Brass, if you push your overdrive or your amplification high enough, you will encounter feedback. So that's it. Those are the main 4 methods. Stand-mounted microphone, which is a great place to start. And then the clip-on microphone, which is probably where a lot of people who watch this video will arrive. This is a really good way to go. You have the acoustic sound and you freedom to move around. Then the Yamaha Silent Brass, which for anyone who is into, say, noise music or wants to turn the instrument into some crazy kind of sound effect machine, this could be exactly what you're looking for, because it will mute almost all acoustic sound completely. It is a very strong mute, stronger than a Harman mute or a straight mute by far. And then my favorite method, the Trumpet Transducer, which I hope sometime in the future another manufacturer will revive and produce brand new units. Hope you found this informative. If you did, say so in the comments, chime in with any questions you may have. I'll post some links to other videos and my own music in the show more section beneath in the video description. Thank you for watching.